Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are on the campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's High School for this Metro West Conference Volleyball final game of the season between St. Louis Park and Benilde-St. Margaret's. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us for this great, I've been anticipating this matchup since the beginning of the season, and as you can see there, we have a great crowd on hand as it is senior night for Benilde-St. Margaret's. The records coming into tonight, St. Louis Park having their best year all year, coming in at 20-6. Benilde-St. Margaret's coming in with an 18-9 record. We are streaming live on YouTube, so go and check that out going forward. And we are about to begin here, folks. St. Louis Park will start off serving, and that is number 3, Demi Mills, the junior, to start it off. Glad you're with us, and St. Louis Park does save that. There's the set for the captain, and it goes long. No one touched it, so first point. Oh, there's a little call, and they do switch it. I did think it got touched by St. Louis Park. Don't know if we have the replay on that, but originally the call was for St. Louis Park. But 1-0 early on here, and that you're looking at is Demi Mills, the junior, going for point number 2 in game number 1. Best of 5 here at Benilde-St. Margaret's. There's the kill attempt, saved by Benilde. There's the set and the kill shot off the I-beams. Good play there by Benilde. They're off to a great start, 2-0. And back to serve once again is Demi Mills. Looking very concentrated there. And that nice serve went deep, saved by St. Louis Park. And here comes the dip shot. Now the set and the kill shot goes long is the call. Point to St. Louis Park. Number 17, that's Josie King, the junior. You can see the set to her. And there, boy, I thought she delivered a great shot. It certainly looked good, but just went long. She needed to get a little more action on that ball. And there's the serve by St. Louis Parks. That's number 9 leading it off for St. Louis Park. Elsa Berglund, just a sophomore, but a steady player all year long for St. Louis Park as she evens the score up at 2. And there's that jump serve, no spin on that ball, which makes it more difficult to field. And that was difficult for number 11 for the Red Knights, Claire Lorimore. And now Berglund up 3-2 in game 1. And watch this serve, another knuckler. And that's what those are, folks, a knuckleball. And nice spike attempt, blocked at the net by St. Louis Park. And now the second attempt by Sarah Luong as she tried to avoid that great block wall there, led by St. Louis Park's number 14, Reagan Alexander. 4-2 St. Louis Park. Back to Luong. She goes deep with it, and it goes long. Orioles up 5-2. Here's that set as she tried to go long, and there was no room there either. Both defensive players in that back row were ready for it, and they let it go. There's another knuckle type ball serve. Now the set and the kill shot, saved by number 17, Hannah Howell, and the kill shot from the right side, number 14, Reagan Alexander, delivers. Watch her wrap around, and that power and the nice kill shot splits the defense. 6-2 Park. Here's the set to Howell, blocked at the net. Mills over to number 7 for Benilde. Point to St. Louis Park. Here's that replay. The set nicely done by a bump, by the way. That not easy to do. Ignore number 7, unable to handle that. Just a freshman, and now a 5-point lead. Elsa Berglund has served all 7 points. Outstanding player for Park. Look at her dive for that shot, and the tip, and the point. What a play and a timeout by Benilde. Look at this replay. Nice play at the net by St. Louis Park. And that draws a timeout as they have dominated here early on. Elsa Berglund, the sophomore, is an outstanding player for St. Louis Park among the other players on their team. But as a sophomore, as we watch at Coach Luong cheer on, educate his players here. Tough night so far. It is senior night for St. Louis Park. This is, of course, it goes without saying, an incredible rivalry. Both teams reside in the city of St. Louis Park. This city is very lucky to have both these schools, in addition to Groves Academy in this city. One of the, I think it's the greatest inner ring city of Minneapolis-St. Paul. I feel honored to be able to talk about these games with you all. Now Elsa Berglund, there she is, number 9, the sophomore, taking no prisoners. 8 straight points right from the get-go to serve again. And that ball goes deep. So again, the timeout works for Coach Luong. She was feeling the adrenaline. I'm sure, you know, she had a chance to think. It just went long. Great camera work. And now back to serve. That is number 5, Haley Hewitson, the senior. And Reagan Alexander goes deep. That ball's in. Diving for it was number 13, Emily Tholen, the junior. And there goes Reagan Alexander. What a great first front row rotation she experienced. So that's their strategy. Reagan Alexander comes in for 3. She waits for 3, and then they bring her back in. Now to serve, back is number 6. Or number 8, excuse me. That is Addie Ward. She gets that point. 9-3 St. Louis Park. Park has a great team this year. Reagan Alexander, Kendall Coley. I met her father in the hallway prior to the game. So they are the parents are traveling to these games, and they've got something going on at St. Louis Park. That serve goes long, so score 10-4. Now back to serve, another senior. We will be honoring the seniors. Stay with us at the end of the conclusion of our broadcast tonight. Nice angle there. We have 3 cameras here at the Hahn Center at Benilde. Now the serve. And now Hannah Howell does save it. Nice dive there by Luong. And she's unable to get that one. Point for Park. Here's that replay. Look at Luong dive for that, saving it. And then the nice save on the far side by number 12, Kendall Coley. And now number 15. Into serve for Park. Howell saves it now. Luong, and the spike attempt by number 12. Lexi Borgeld, another senior, will be honoring tonight, and that save attempt goes into the top of the net. Point goes to Park. Served by Park, big lead at 8. They block it, nice save by Luong, but a net violation on Benilde gives the point to Park. They now are up 13-4. Another great serve by Park, and they are dominating here early on. Michaela Winward, number 15, one of the best servers, in my opinion, the best server at Winward. Not sure what that dark streak down her right thigh is supposed to do. It must be some sort of muscle pull or something. I'm curious about that. All right, there's the set. That ball goes long on the kill shot. When I played sports in the early 80s, I didn't see those types of remedies for ailments. Okay, now score 14-5, serving for Benilde. Number 14 is Emma Anderson, a junior, off the JV squad. So Coach Luong getting some experience, and there comes Park. They had to tip it. Now the set and the skill shot, saved by Hannah Howell, but it goes right back over the net. Now the serve to Beerson, saved by Berglund. Nice job by her. Oh, and the spike attempt by Reagan Alexander, or excuse me, Kendall Coley went into the net. There she is, number 12. She missed that one. She'll read it for just a second. They're up 16, 14-6. But that came off her wrist, a little bit of a skew. Now the set to Coley, and now she delivers. There you go, Kendall Coley. That was vintage Kendall Coley. Watch this, folks. And look at the great set by Windward. Beautiful. Now Hannah Howell to serve for Park. Goes deep. Alexis Brixius, the captain. Now Berglund. Wow, nice shot, saved by Benilde. Now the set and the spike attempt is good. Number 6, Olivia Lanesbury, and that draws another timeout as St. Louis Park. Look at Lanesbury, sky for that shot with the headband there. Beautifully done. St. Louis Park is elevating their game even further than the last time I saw them. And there they are with a 16-6 lead in game 1 on senior night in Benilde. A lot of energy here. Good student crowd all standing on the right as we look at Coach Luong talk to his players. But they are really facing a formidable foe here in St. Louis Park. They've had these younger players in Kendall Alexander, or Kendall Coley, Reagan Alexander, Windward, all coming up playing since they were freshmen, and they're just only juniors. Next year is even going to be better for them, I predict, as we look at Coach Luong. But the power of St. Louis Park right now is undeniable. And there you can see the crowd that's here. We are jam-packed here. We only have stands on one half of the arena, but we are jam-packed here. And I've had this game circled on my calendar since August. I've been looking forward to this match. Benilde-St. Margaret is a great volleyball team. Right now they're down, but I expect they're gonna figure it out. There's Luong. Now the spike attempt by Brixius, saved by St. Louis Park. There's Ward. And that's now a chance for Benilde. Luong. And they have to tip it. Windward to Howell. Now Berglund, she's so dangerous. What a shot. My goodness, folks, I can't tell you, and I'm not an expert at volleyball. I like the sport. I played it competitively for 1 year in a men's rec league. Loved it, but watch this in that placement. And I don't know how tall she is, but she's not 6 feet tall. Just outstanding. Okay, it looks like we have an issue on the court as we watch one of the referees come over to the scorer's table and talking to both coaches. And I can only speculate as to what it's about, but it's 17-6 lead here for Park. So now she'll come back and assume her position. St. Louis Park, there's Sarah Luong, exhibiting her leadership as a senior, and now back to serve, number 17, Hannah Howell, the junior. Chance for Park again. Kendall Coley goes long. She brought the power, but it went too long, so Red Knights get that point, and back to serve for them is number 9, Alexis Brixius, the junior. They're not out of it, just down 10, but they've got to get going here soon, as St. Louis Park is only 8 points from victory in game 1. Nice save there by Brixius. Nice kill shot, but Ward saves it, almost hits the hang, and there's the spike shot. Save, Howell saves it. It's got to go over here by Windward, and she saves it. Magnificently done by Park, but a chance for Benilde, and they capitalize with number 7, Lily Egner, the freshman, delivers. What a point, best point of the night here, folks. Look at this. Eigner beats Ward on the right side. And Eigner will serve, goes deep, forces Berglund to be defensive. Now she'll have to be more defensive. Chance for, oh, bad, there it is. It was almost a bad bump, but Sarah Luong turned it around and delivered the great set for that kill shot. And now Benilde starting to climb back in this at 17-9. And that woman right there, number 9, having a great service at Alexis Brixia, sends it deep and she gets another point. Momentum starting to turn here for Benilde-St. Margaret's. All on the hand of that woman right there, number 9, Alexis Brixia, the junior, serving very well. And she now has St. Louis Park on their heels. This game 1, that might go long, and it did. She caught that off the hard part of her hand there, I think, and you can tell that it rebounded a little bit much, and she'll take a seat, but nice job. And in for her there is number 5, Haley Hewitson, the senior, and back to serve for Park, number 13, Annie Holden, the junior, in just to serve, and that ball could have been long, maybe not. Good, smart move by Hewitson. There's the kill shot, saved by Windward. And Berglund delivers, saved by Benilde. Gotta save it there. Nice job by number 7 for Benilde. Eigner. Now Luong. Eigner blocked at the net by Reagan Alexander. Now Luong goes deep with it. Howell. The set 2, Reagan Alexander again, saved by Benilde. Great defensive volleyball by the Red Knights. And that time they can't answer Reagan Alexander, but only until it was her 3rd kill shot attempt, making it 18-10, game 1. So Benilde starting to show some fight here, and now checking in for them. Number 13 is Emily Tholen, the junior. And also substituting in for St. Louis Park is number 12. Kendall Coley will have a seat. Reagan Alexander in, so they rarely play together. And there's Reagan Alexander, blocked at the net. Nice effort there by number 3, Demi Mills, along with Sarah Luong. We watched that replay, but Reagan Alexander gets that ball to fall inbounds, and now back to serve for Park, number 4. Faith Johnson, the junior, with that headband. Now the set, Luong! Partially blocked at the net by Park. Now Windward, back to Reagan Alexander, blocked at the net, and the ball falls in. 20th point for St. Louis Park, 20-11. There she is, Reagan Alexander. Grateful that that ball was able to find the end zone. Faith Johnson, number 4, to serve once again. 5 points from victory in game 1. There's the bump. Now the set. Luong blocked at the net and another score. Boy, you can't beat Reagan Alexander and Michaela Windward at the net. You can see those two right there jumping, and they both got a piece of it, and they didn't touch the net. Just too good there. Mills, the bump to Eigner, blocked at the net. Ward to Windward, to Berglund, and she scores it. The block attempt by Luong, unsuccessful. Berglund there in those braids. Look at this. Incredible player. Okay, back to serve again, Faith Johnson. Mills, Luong tries to tip it. I don't blame her for that strategy, but they were ready for it on Park's side. Now Berglund brings it. Boy, she gets better and better every time I watch this team play. Look at her set up there on the right thing, ready for it. Already knowing it's coming to her. Great nonverbal communication. St. Louis Park is going on all cylinders tonight, folks. Faith Johnson, nice serve there. Benilde. Luong. Saved by Windward. Now to Berglund, goes deep. That one does go wide right. Point for Benilde, and they're down 11, but Unfortunately, Park, or fortunately, depending on our audience, we broadcast for both, trying to stay incredibly neutral here. They're just 2 points from victory in game one. Now back to serve for Benilde. Trying to keep them in the game one here is Demi Mills, the junior. She started the game well. Windward does the fake job, and she does it well. Game point for St. Louis Park. There are a smattering of Park fans here, but they are very demure in how they're cheering, as out of respect. And now Berglund, and that's a great chance for Benilde, but they give it right back to Benilde. Long, and she delivers, the senior. And she's a great player, folks. Sarah Luong has a lot of talent, and it's good to see that pay off here. But they are down by a bunch. Another game point, number 2, Harris Howell blocked at the net by Luong, and now they're blocking. That ball does sail in, nicely placed by Hannah Howell, and that's their 25th point. Your score at game one, 25-13 for Park. Come back for game number 2.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are at a Metro West Conference volleyball matchup between St. Louis Park and Benilde-St. Margaret. I am Robert Christensen. Glad you are joining us of the final regular season game for both of these squads. If you're just joining us, St. Louis Park got off to a great start. They won game one, 25-13 at Benilde, and it is senior night here, and we're about to begin game number 2. St. Louis Park on our left, Benilde-St. Margaret's on our right as we look at the coach for St. Louis Park. We have 3 cameras here. We're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us. And we are watching some great volleyball action by 2 great squads. They have very similar records. St. Louis Park got the best of game one, but Benilde, you can see the bench over there. They're psyched up here. Best of 5. Now to start it off, Faith Johnson, number 4 for Benilde. There she is in the headband. Mills now for Benilde, Luong, and that's going to sail long. Point number 1 in game number 2 goes to St. Louis Park. Faith Johnson off to a good start at the service line. Just a junior outside hitter is what they refer to her in the program. And there's that serve to Luong. Now Mills. And Eigner lost her footing there, but got it over. Now a chance for Berglund, and she delivers. My goodness, Elsa Berglund, the sophomore. Big time shot there by her. Makes it 2-0. Here's that replay. Watch this, folks. I keep talking about her, but my goodness. She can score from anywhere on the field. 2-0 now. Faith Johnson to serve here. Goes deep and goes long. So the adrenaline flowing there. Now it's 2-1, and Benilde will now serve for the first time in game number 2, and back to do the honors for the Red Knights is number 5, Haley Hewitson, the senior. And it is senior night here at Benilde, and she gets that ball in. Berglund to windward to Kendall. Reagan Alexander. Great set by windward. And she is the best setter I've seen all year. Look at that, just a little touch on that ball and put it in the sweet spot for Reagan Alexander. Or as I like to say, in the wheelhouse. And that ball sails long. So service game will go back to Benilde. Sarah Luong, just down 1 point. They lost game 1, but a lot of pressure on this team. Senior night, a lot of people here. A lot of energy. Windward tried to sneak it by Benilde. Now the block by Reagan Alexander. Now to Windward, and look out, she gives it to Hannah Howell, who's been quiet tonight. Now Hewitson, and the spike attempt by number 9, Alexis Brixius. Point goes to Park. Now Ward. Jump serve, gets it. Oh, nice diving by Hewitson. And it's 5-2 St. Louis Park. Back to serve once again for them is number 8, Addie Ward. Ward with the jump serve goes deep. Nice bump there by number 17, Josie King, and that ball goes out. Point again for Park, and now they start to extend their lead. 6-2, 4-point lead. And Ward back to serve. Addie Ward, a senior, and that ball just out, but not by much. Gives the ball back to Benilde. There's the replay. Judge for yourself. Oh yeah, clearly long. Great camera angle. Now we have some substitutions on Benilde. Coming in, number 16 is Chelsea Fox, and back to serve. Number 11 is Claire Lormore, a senior they will be honoring at the conclusion of the match, and they get the point. Good job by the senior Claire Lormore. Sarah Long's feeling it, trying to get some sort of emotional leverage on St. Louis Park, which that team has a lot of talent. Lormore to serve again, and she goes for a little too much on that one, probably feeling the energy from that successful first serve. But good for her to get that point to try to stop the momentum of St. Louis Park. And now back to serve, which I've already said this evening and many times before, is Michaela Windward, who I think is their best consistent server. See if Benilde can answer her. Now Michaela to Faith Johnson. Nice save back there by Lormore. Long! And there is the senior intelligence and experience and training. Number 10 finds the soft spot in the defense right here. Watch that. Great save there by Lormore. I can't tell you how much skill that takes, folks. And then for Luong to find that soft spot. Excellent play. They're now only down 2, and now, oh, that ball went long. I thought someone touched it on St. Louis Park. All right. 8-5, now Hannah Howell back to serve. Much more competitive game here in game number 2. Howell to serve, jump serve, no spin, goes long. Smart move by Lormore, number 11. Claire Lormore, the senior, having a great night tonight, making really good decisions. And she made a really good decision just at the last minute and didn't let her shoulder hit that. Brilliant move there by Lormore, the senior. All right, now back to serve for Benilde. Number 13, Emily Tholen, the junior, gets it in. That's Ward to Windward to Johnson. Blocked at the net, but went out of bounds. So nice job by Benilde blocking it, but they were unable to control it for it to go inbounds. So they lose that point, and now Hannah Howell will serve again. Or no, excuse me, Ward was serving before. That was Howell retrieving the ball. There she is. We have 3 cameras. We have great angle there on the court. Ravi, our crack cameraman. Now St. Louis Park to Elsa Berglund looking for the soft spot, but it's saved by Benilde. Nice job. Now Borgel gets a nice shot there, and a kill shot goes off the defense of St. Louis Park. Number 7, Lily Eigner. They're just a freshman. Watch her go here, folks. Splits the defense between Faith Johnson and Reagan Alexander. So Benilde hanging around, down 2 only here in game 2. Back to serve for the Red Knights is Demi Mills, the junior. Good serve, Howell trying to control it just enough. Oh, and the set. And mistiming her jump was Reagan Alexander. but I have to say that point belongs to Mills because that serve, Hannah Howell didn't control it like she wanted to. That forced Michaela Windward to set it before Reagan Alexander was ready to kill it, and that's why that point was for Benilde, because of Mills' serve, in my opinion. Nice save by Mills as she goes to her left knee. Now Eigner. Howell saves that one. Now Windward over to Berglund, blocked at the net. Number 17, Josie King. And Luong, and they're going to give the point to St. Louis Park, and this is where my lack of knowledge is going to have a hard time explaining why that happened. I can only assume there was some net violation. Too bad for Benilde. They played that so well. Now Luong, blocked at the net, saved by number 5, Hewitson. Now back to Luong, and she's going to play defense now. She comes up to try to block. Hewitson saves it, and oh no, she had to get her body out of the way, so it wasn't a double hit. Watch this, folks. Right there, you can see, and she couldn't let it hit her again. That's why she ducked out of the way. Then Luong tried to save it, and it was too late at that point. But just 11-8, 3-point difference, and that ball goes long on Faith Johnson. So 11-9. 2-point difference, so much more competitive game 2 here. St. Louis Park, as you can see, is up 1-0 in this best of 5. And this is a huge rivalry, huge. Hewitson, Hannah Howell, Michaela Windward to Elsa Berglund, but that was deep and that ball sails long. And now Benilde, who hasn't led in either game 1 or 2 all night long, is 1 point from tying up in game 2, and you can feel their confidence starting to grow. In fact, that draws a timeout from St. Louis Park's coach, Whitney Mariotto-Simon, as we look at Benilde-St. Margaret's upcoming schedule. Well, there is no more upcoming schedule. This is the game. 10-15-19, that is tonight. We are streaming live on YouTube, and then the sections begin after this, and they do belong in the same section, so they may be meeting up again, but both these teams are formidable, and they're going to be formidable in the sections. On to the state tournament is their goal for both these squads, I'm sure. And in my experience, Benilde has been the dominating team the last few years, but St. Louis Park has a much improved team, if not a spectacular team. But this match, you can throw the record books out. This is a major rivalry. It's like Vikings, Packers, Johnny's, Tommy's, Benilde, St. Louis Park. Their schools are like a mile apart across Highway 100. And it's a great, very healthy, good rivalry to be a part of here. As Windward tries to dink that to the back row. Saved by Tholen. And that point results for Benilde. And now they're tied at 11. And a chance to take the lead. There it is, yeah, 11-11. And back to serve for Benilde is Hewitson. The senior. Windward to Reagan Alexander, and she does find the wood on that shot. There it is. Took a great angle. Hewitson couldn't quite catch up to it. Now back to serve the sophomore, Elsa Berglund. Little spin on that one. Here comes Long. She tries to dink it. Windward was ready for it. Now to Warwick, to Hannah Howell. That kill shot goes out wide left. Tied again at 12. And there's Coach Luong urging on his team, giving out instructions as he sees things from the sidelines. And his daughter, Sarah Luong, also going to be honored tonight. Everything goes through her. Here we go. No spin on that serve. Now Windward to Hannah Howell. Blocked at the net. Saved by Beerson, I believe. And point goes to St. Louis Park. No, that was Chelsea Fox diving there, but she got the ball over the net, but couldn't control it well enough to keep it inbounds. Now back to serve. Number 8, Addie Ward. Good serve there. And Josie King saves that. She got the great carom. Now the dink shot by Kendall Coley. Now to Hannah Howell with a chance, and she delivers, and that was a great angle she took on that shot, folks. And Hannah Howell, once she gets going, you're looking at her right there, is unstoppable. And here she found her groove. Look at the angle there. Hewitson didn't know what to do. All right, now Ward back to serve, up to 14-12 in game 2. And Josie King unable to handle that serve. In fact, there was so much pace on it, that ball went all the way over the retracted stands on the other side of the court, and Ward now will serve again at 15-12. She's feeling that rhythm, bouncing that ball. Jump serve. Mills to Luong, and that ball went long by number 12, Benilde-St. Margaret's Lexi Borgelt. It was a good shot, just barely long by a couple of inches or so. Gives St. Louis Park and Addie Warg a 4-point lead here. 9 points to go for win in game number 2. Mills to Hewitson. Borgelt. Now windward to Hannah Howell, and saved by Hewitson. Back to Luong, back to Hewitson. Now windward. And Reagan Alexander, she went for too much, folks, on that one. Just like in tennis, sometimes you go for too much, which means, translation, you go right for that line, and she went for too much. I don't know if she needed to do it quite that hard. And now checking in for Benilde, number 28, another senior who will be honored tonight, Emma Pearson. Back to serve, number 11, who did well last time, Claire Lorimore, and she gets another point. Claire Lorimore, I get this feeling from her. She's got the magic touch. If she can just keep that ball in bounds. Senior night for her. I think she's feeling the moment, and she's doing well. See if she can get the second one in and control those feelings of intensity. There's Howell. Wow, what a spike, and what a save by Hewitson. Hewitson, number 5, folks, all in red. She's the one that's responsible for that point right there. For her to take the power off that kill shot, allowed the set and then the spike by Lexi Borgelt, the senior. And now they're just down 1. Benilde-St. Margaret showing signs of life. Another great serve by Laura Moore. Ward, Howell plays defense. Chance for Benilde. Now defense for Hewitson and Benilde, and now look out! And a block at the net. Number 16 for Benilde-St. Margaret's Chelsea Fox gets the block. She'll never forget that, folks. Look at that. Against a formidable opponent in Kendall Coley. And that's a timeout. We're tied at 16 here in game 2. Stay with us as we are streaming live on YouTube, and we look at Benilde, and it is senior night, and they got destroyed, for lack of a better word, in game 1, but they are answering the call here in game 2 as we look at St. Louis Park's schedule, which is going forward is tonight at Benilde-St. Margaret's, and you can see St. Louis Park's coming in on a 2-game losing streak, which probably doesn't bode well for Benilde because what did Bud Grant, former coach of the Minnesota Vikings, used to say? It's not who you play, it's when you play them. So if you're St. Louis Park, you're on a 2-game losing streak. Although I will note, if you look at those scores, that was a tournament. And I don't put as much stock in losses in tournaments. They only play 3 games, best of 3. You play a lot of volleyball. You usually travel pretty far, and it's not quite as intense. So those losses could be misleading in terms of St. Louis Park's overall record. All right, we're back out of the timeout. It's now best of 9 as they're tied at 16. Howell, Lorimore, Luong, and Hewitson. Now to Hannah Howell, to Michaela Windward, back to Howell. She has to play defense. Lorimore saves it. Luong now, give it to Chelsea Fox, and the ball goes in. The block attempt by Windward, and Kendall Coley unsuccessful. Gives Benilde the first lead they've had all night. Look at that camera angle, folks, by our ParkTV 16 on location staff. That's a great angle by Robbie there on the floor with the handheld camera. Now Hannah Howell delivers the kill shot. Chance for Benilde to go 2, and Fox finds the pay dirt again. And it's a 2-point lead for Benilde. Chelsea Fox, number 16, is playing unbelievable right now. And Lorimor as well, stepping up big time on senior night. And that ball, the momentum and the adrenaline of how well they've been playing is the reason why that went long. But they're up by 1, and now back to serve is Michaela Windward. Student section making a lot of noise. This match means a lot to both schools. Now Windward to serve late in game 2. Luong, Fox, and Luong saved, and were they out of shots? I wasn't counting, and I'm not sure how that works. But point goes to Park as they draw within 1 in 18-17. If you're just joining us, do not tune away. This is great high school volleyball action at Benilde-St. Margaret's with ParkTV 16 Sports. Windward with the serve. Luong almost into the scorer's table. Now a chance for Park. Windward just gonna give it to Howell. The kill shot blocked at the net. Great job by Benilde, and the quick shot by Hewitson. Now a chance for Ward and Hannah Howell. Blocked and out of bounds. Point to Park. And we're tied at 18. Boy, the intensity level is just ramping up further and further as we go along here. Nice job at the net by Lexi Borgelt as Michaela, and the adrenaline caught up with her as well. And now we're tied again at 19. There's that shot. Just sails long. Ooh, very close. Let's see that again. Oh, that, boy, I wonder. Hometown call. And the nice. I'm trying to find the word. What do you say about that shot? The dink shot. I don't like using that word, but I don't know. You dink it. It was well done, well placed by Kendall Coley. All right, now Hannah Howell up 1, 5 to go in game 2, trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead in the best of 5. And now the shot by Eigner. Windward gives it to Faith Johnson. Hewitson to Luong, and she tries to find the soft spot, and she does. She pumps her fist on that one. There she is, Sarah Luong, ties it up at 20. Number 10, the senior, at home. And now coming in is Tholen. As she replaces Pearson. Tholen, the junior, to serve at 20 apiece. Game 2. And this is a big game for Benilde. You do not want to go down 2-0 and you can help it. Berglund, haven't heard from her in a while. Now they go deep. Howell ready for it. To Windward. Faith Johnson off of number 7 Benilde. Lily Eigner gives Park the 1-point lead. Now checking in Reagan Alexander. Kendall Coley steps out, as you can see in the back of our photo. Now Ravi with the camera. Great angles. We look at number 13 for St. Louis Park, Annie Holden into serve. Luong looking for the soft spot. Windward there to save it. Holden, nice save, a diving save there by Lorimor. Now Windward, look out! Off the mark. Lorimor saves it again. And now the bump to Eigner, blocked at the net, out of bounds. Wow, what a play by Benilde. It looked like they were on the ropes. And they give the point to Benilde. Look at Robbie's camera angle there. Yeah, that's a clear shot. The great block attempt, but it went out of bounds. It did not touch Benilde. We're tied at 21 with 4 to go, game 2. I think both teams understand the importance of this game. It's whether we're tied or St. Louis Park is up 2-0. Great action here at the Hahn Center on the campus of Benilde. Josie King unable to get that one. Now the set to Luong, blocked at the net, right into Reagan Alexander, number 14. And that brings some of the fans out of their seats on the left side of our camera angle. Look at that shot, but Reagan Alexander was right there, timed it well. Now Faith Johnson up 1, 3 to go. Hewitson. Luong delivers, blocked at the net. Windward back to Reagan Alexander, dinks it, but Hewitson was right there. Now Mills to Josie King, and she delivers from the right side. Found that angle, ties it at 22. My goodness. Look at this play, folks. The dink there, then Hewitson, then Mills. to Josie King. They thought she was gonna go to Luong, but she went back over her head to King. Now Reagan Alexander, and sheer power, too much for Benilde on that play. As Park takes a 1-point lead, and there she is, and timeout late in game 2 of this best of 5 as we look at the Orioles celebrate that last point. My goodness. Both teams looking to win this last match here. Could affect their seedings in the sections, but beyond that, there's a lot of pride here at stake. Both of these teams know each other as we look at St. Louis Park on the sideline. And there is Coach Whitney Mariota Simon. The team is having an incredible year this year. They've won some big matches. A lot of talent. Trying to decipher what she's saying there. I need to take some lip reading lessons there. I could have told you exactly what she was saying, but maybe next time. All right, now here comes Benilde. There's so much energy in this gymnasium tonight. And here comes Elsa Berglund, and she is an assassin when she's playing well. Look at her, she looks totally relaxed. The sophomore. Give me the ball. Down, up 1. 2 points from victory and a commanding lead in this best of 5 match. Josie King delivers. And there was a violation on Benilde. Gives Park the point. And it's game point. Everyone in the gymnasium knows how important this one is. Luong, nice save. Mills, nice set. And unable to handle it is Chelsea Fox, and it goes into the net, which gives game 2 at 25-22 to St. Louis Park. They're up 2-0 in this best of 5. Come back for game number 3.
What if being in recovery from a mental or substance use disorder was something we proudly showed the world? You might be surprised. Millions of people are in recovery, sharing hope, help, and support with family, friends, and community. Join the Voices for Recovery. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are at Benilde-St. Margaret's High School in their gymnasium for the final regular season game featuring St. Louis Park out of the Metro West and Benilde-St. Margaret's out of the Metro West. And if you're just joining us, you have missed some great volleyball. Go back and check it out on the website. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us. It's 2-0 in front of St. Louis Park on senior night at Benilde-St. Margaret's. Benilde kind of got obliterated in game 1, but game 2, they almost won it, just let it go at the end, and now they are on the verge of elimination in this best of 5 as Mills begins to serve, and there's Reagan Alexander, and that ball is in. It found the open wood there just inside the sideline, and it's 1-0 for Park as Elsa Berglund, number 9, will begin to serve her. There she is, the sophomore, a prolific player. Look at that serve. Hewitson gets it back to Mills. Now Hewitson will have to play defense. She gets it over to Hannah Howell, and Windward does a nice left-handed move. Michaela Windward with the black streak on that right thigh gets the point. 2-0 St. Louis Park, and this is what you got to be careful for Benilde. They really gave it their all there in game 2. And there's Sarah Luong. Back to Hannah Howell, and that kill shot. And it was wide open in that left corner. Wasn't it deep? Hannah Howell saw it and delivered. There she is from Ravi's camera. We have 3 cameras here, folks. Ravi's on that one, and he's a great cameraman, and he got that great shot of Hannah Howell. They're coming out at the end of the match, the awards for camera work. All right, Mills to Josie King. Nice save. Now Luong goes deep. Saved by Faith Johnson. Now Hannah Howell. Blocked at the net by Josie King. Now Hannah Howell will do it again. Blocked again. That ball was in. What great action there, folks. Yeah, Josie King. That's got to feel good, number 17. Watch this, folks, from Robbie's camera. Right there, Luong actually got that point. The senior, number 10. Big time volleyball action there. Now, Reagan Alexander, nice save by Tholen, number 13, the junior. I've noticed that the last time we're here, she's got great soft hands there, playing that back row on those powerful kill shots. It is all the difference. Now, Fox, Chelsea Fox, a little long. She played well in game 2. That ball, just a little long for her. Makes it 4-1 St. Louis Park, and now back to serve number 8, Addie Ward. And into the net that goes. She didn't toss it high enough, in my opinion. And that gives the second point, and back to serve Sarah Luong. Benilde-St. Margaret's, they need to win this game to stay in the match. Down 2-0. And down 2 points here very early here in game 3. I'm Robert Christensen, glad you're with us. If we look at Windward, give it to Reagan Alexander. And Benilde has no answer for that power and that angle by that woman right there. Number 1-2-12. Watch this, folks, from Robbie's camera angle. You can't get better than that anywhere. Look at that. Nice play there. Great attempt by Sarah Luong, but just too much by Reagan Alexander as we look at Michaela Windward. Nice job by King. Now Luong all the way over to Fox. Oh, what a dive there by, is that Michaela Windward? My God, she put it all out on the line there, unable to come up with it. But that looked like it hurt. So 5-2's your score. Service now for number 11, who has been serving well tonight, Claire Lormore, a senior. Great serve, Berglund handles it to Windward, to Faith Johnson on the run, and blocked at the net. But point goes to Park because the block shot landed out of bounds on the Park side, and that means Hannah Howell with a 3-point lead at 6-3, number 17 to serve. And she wastes no time. Luong to number 12 for Benilde, Borgelt. Now Berglund, blocked partially at the net. Now Luong tries to find the soft spot, and she found it perfectly. Diving was Warg. She looked like she might have been hurt for a minute there. Watch Luong. Yep, there you go. I saw it. She saw it. And there's Warg. Just missing out. So 6-4, and now back to serve is Chelsea Fox, the junior. As we look at the front line configuration for the Red Knights, Berglund now gets that bump to Windward, and she gives it to Faith Johnson. Luong saves it, but it goes right back over to St. Louis Park, and a chance for them, and they're going to give it to Berglund. Her kill shot blocked partially at the net. Now to Luong. She gives it to Brixius. Now Luong again to Chelsea Fox, and her bump is not successful. Just didn't quite get over the net. Gives the 7th point as Ward comes out and Reagan Alexander comes out. Coley sits down, and in comes number 13 for the Orioles, Annie Holden. She's their designated server as she wastes no time, which is smart. You don't want to give the other team a chance to set and regroup mentally as well as physically, and they are off to the races here. Berglund back to Hewitson, gets the block. Luong now over to Brixius, and she goes for the dink shot. Now that's Holden. Berglund, powerful shot, blocked at the net. Hit again by number 3 for Benilde-St. Margaret's. Demi Mills, the junior, playing spectacularly on that shot. First of all, there's the block by Lexi Borgout, but right there, folks, that is stellar athleticism by number 3, Demi Mills. Keeping Benilde within 2, and now into serve is number 13, Emily Tholen. She's a back row specialist, delivers the back row serve. Now to Berglund. Oh my gosh. That is one heck of a shot. Watch this, folks. Look how far back from the net she is, and look at the trajectory. Goes right down into that corner there. Nothing Lormore could do with that. Now a 3-point lead at 8-5. Tholen to Hewitson. Brixius. Over to Berglund. Blocked by number 3, Mills, and she scores another point for Benilde, and now they're within 2. And that's Josie King, number 17. And she's trying to check in for Lormore, number 11. And very formal, I see. I don't know if they need to show a passport or some sort of identification, but no, Josie King finally gets in. And Lormore playing well. Benilde on the brink here. They need a win here in game 3 to stay alive, and back to serve. Having a great night is the junior, Demi Mills. There she is. And she hears the whistle, and we're underway here at 8-6, or 6-8 with her serving. Ball goes deep, and Berglund makes a wise decision and leaves it, and it goes long. And now a point for St. Louis Park, 3-point lead at 9-6, and in the man, there's Berglund back to serve. And that ball goes long by Berglund. I should note that in the match for the first time tonight for St. Louis Parks, we watched this replay go long on Ravi's camera. Ooh, that was close, Ravi. Good work there. Now, oh, they did call that good. I thought it might have hit the line. Now long, and that's Molly Voss, number 1, just in now for St. Louis Park for the first time tonight. Nice save by Mills. Brixius delivers the kill shot. Brings Benilde within 3. Number 9, Alexis Brixius, just a junior, and she'll take a seat. And there's the great another Ravi angle there as Ward tried to save it. Love that third camera angle by ParkTV 16 Sports, and what a serve by Hewitson. And I loved her reaction. She nailed that. That was an ace, big time. Hewitson came to play tonight, folks. Number 5, Haley Hewitson, the senior. Maybe her last home game of her career as a high school player. Not letting it go to waste, for sure. Now Mills gives it to Josie King, blocked at the net by Hannah Howell. Now back to Chelsea Fox, and she finds it. She took a little something off the right side of her hand, and that found that very narrow angle, like a pie, like a sliver of a pie cut right there. Hannah Howell went out of her reach. Now back to serve Hewitson. Now just down 1. Ward, the bump, and Michaela. Fox going the wrong way. Tholen knows she needs to save it, and wow, what a shot from the back row, folks. That is a top 10 highlight if you ever saw one. Over the head from the back row for a winner. Look at the shot and the trajectory of that by Tholen. My goodness. Excellent. Tied at 10 now. But there's the answer from St. Louis Park. And they go up by 1. Here's that replay on the Ravi camera. Nicely done by number 14 for St. Louis Park, Reagan Alexander, and they're up 1 here in game 3. And back to serve number 8 for Park, Addie Ward, the senior, and that goes long. So tied again at 11. Great volleyball action. I'm glad I'm here. I hope you are too if you're watching along with us. We are streaming live on YouTube. And now back to serve Sarah Luong, the senior. Very competitive volleyball match here tonight. This Metro West Conference rivalry. Luong now to Chelsea Fox. Hannah Howell. Kendall Coley saves it. A chance now for number, oh, what a deep dive save by Berglund. Now Howell goes over, blocked at the net by King. Now Hewitson. Back to Josie King, blocked at the net by Hannah Howell, and that was an easy block for her. Nice job there, number 17 for Park. Makes it 12-11. Now back to serve. Michaela Windward, if you look at the replay from Robbie's camera. King, look at Hannah Howell. She got that one. I think King tried to take something off, and she knew that fence was there, tried to get around it, and there was no getting around it. Uh-oh, trouble. Yeah, little trouble on the back row for Benilde. Unable to control that ball satisfactorily to allow Luong to get a set. Gives Michaela Windward, number 15, right there, the point for St. Louis Park as they are up 2 now, 13-11. And there's the serve. Mills. Luong to King. That's Faith Johnson. Chance now for Benilde. Hewitson decides to give it. Gave it right back. Is that Kendall Coley? I believe so. Now the trouble for Fox, and she gets it over. Now Ward. Hannah Howell from deep. Mills now. Can she control it? Luong saves it. Blocked at the net. Now Luong gets another shot. This time to Fox, and she does deliver. Not a lot of power there from number 16 on that shot, but just enough to get that point. Watch her here. She jumps real quick, and that spin went right off number 12, Kendall Coley. And we're down 1 for Benilde. Now, St. Louis Park. Kendall Coley does deliver, and there's a net violation. So now it's tied at 13. My goodness. Halfway through game number 3 of this best of 5, and now back to serve the senior Claire Lorimore. They call her Clory is her nickname. We have a program here with a nice write-up for each of the seniors for Benilde, so I'm referring to that. Nickname Clory. Ball goes long, point for St. Louis Park. Now Hannah Howell, number 17 to serve. Trying to sweep the Red Knights on senior night at home. Windward unable to handle that, and now it's tied again at 14. You gotta love the spirit and the resilience of Benilde-St. Margaret's. I think St. Louis Park is more talented, but Benilde-St. Margaret is a great team as well, and they are fighting hard here in game 3. Now in to serve for the first time tonight is number 14. That's Emma Anderson, the junior, off the JV squad. Oh my goodness, that ball's still alive. And Claire Lorimore, the senior. I thought I saw the best shot of the night by Tholen, but now this one tops it. Maybe it was a little bit of luck, but I don't think there's luck when you're playing this. Look at the hammer, and look at that response. And they couldn't believe it. And if that doesn't inspire you folks, I don't know what does. This is why volleyball is one of my favorite sports to talk about. That is great action there. Claire Lorimore, Clory, we were just talking about her, makes an incredible point from deep in the second row with all kinds of power on that shot to redirect that accurately. Oh, did they give the point back to St. Louis Park? I hate that when I talk about it, and I missed that. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there, but I thought Benilde had that point. Meanwhile, it is now 16-15, and back to serve for St. Louis Park is number 13, Annie Holden, up 1. And that ball sails long, so we're tied again at 16. I don't know what I missed there on that last point, but that still was a great play by Lorimore. I don't care what the official call was. And there is Kendall Coley checking in for number 13, Holden. Carlos Kendall Coley sitting down. Reagan Alexander is in. Faith Johnson and Michaela Windward front row. Hannah Howell, Ward, and Berglund in the back row. This is a great lineup here as Reagan Alexander. Oh, that ball just got in. She took just enough off of it for that ball not to sail long. And that's her experience kicking in. Watch this, folks. And it did hit someone at the net that may have assisted that ball to get the right spin and then the right trajectory as we look at Faith Johnson to serve with a 1-point lead here in game 3. That's Mills to Luong, and she delivers. Sarah Luong having a very great night. And that shot proves it right there. She saw the opening and she hit it right on target. Now Josie King's coming in here. Benilde is so enthusiastic. They're tied at 17. And back to serve is Demi Mills, the junior, and she's having a great night as well for Benilde. And they're going to need all these players to stay with St. Louis Park. And there's a block at the net. Berglund, another block at the net by Berglund and Josie King. And Benilde has the lead at 18-17. They haven't had the lead very often. And look at the block there by Luong and King. And you know, we saw King on the camera come in off the bench showing all kinds of enthusiasm. And those positive attitudes can do wonders. Wow, they gave the point back to St. Louis Park, and I'm sorry, I cannot explain why that is. Don't understand that at all. And now Park gets another point. Not that I'm taking sides, but I just didn't understand that. It looked like St. Benilde won that point. As we look at Robbie View. Nice block there by Windward on the left side there as we're looking through our camera view there on the replay. And now a timeout by Benilde as they are now facing elimination in game 3 here. They're down 2-0. And we look at those standings. And Chaska 6-0, clearly the class of the Metro West. St. Louis Park 3-3, that's surprising. They're 20-6 overall, but clearly they've struggled within the Metro West Conference. Benilde-St. Margaret's at 3-2. And Bloomington Jefferson at 4-1. So this is a very competitive conference here, the Metro West. Whoever comes out of this conference is going to go far in the sections, I believe. But there's some great volleyball programs around the state. Whenever I look at the Star Tribune to see if there's much writing on these teams, and especially St. Louis Park, because I just see them with so much talent coming up that they don't get a lot of ink. That just tells you how many other high school teams out there are that good. Okay, back to action here live. Berglund to serve, 2 points lead and a 6 points from victory, and she gives up that point as Sarah Luong, and they give the point again to St. Louis Park. And that's the 3rd time in a row that I'm not seeing, but there's some neutral zone net violation that's really, really costing Benilde tonight. That's 3 points in the last few minutes. And that's a 6-point swing, right? I mean, it's 20-17, and it could be the opposite if all those points are the other way. And now Benilde gets the benefit of that call by the officials. And so 18-20. And back to serve is Haley Hewitson, the senior. And stay with us, folks. We're going to be honoring the seniors at Benilde-St. Margaret's, and we're going to broadcast that live. As St. Louis Park now is 4 points from the sweep. Sending a message big time in the Metro West Conference is St. Louis Park. I think their conference record is deceiving. The question is mentally, can they handle the pressure in the sections, assuming they win this game? And now Josie King gets that point, keeps Benilde in it, and now they give the point again. What is the issue here? I don't understand that. I'm watching that replay, folks, and I don't get it. I really don't get it. That's 4 points that were won by St. Louis, or by Benilde, that go St. Louis Park's way because of some technical violation. And I've got to educate myself. Are they going to give that point to St. Louis Park? Not that I'm taking sides, but my goodness. There's Josie King. Voss unable to handle it for St. Louis Park. So now the Red Knights down 3, but Park just 3 points from the sweep in game 3. Berglund to Michaela Windward to Howe, blocked at the net by King. Now Hewitson to Luong, and the kill shot. Are they going to reverse it? They did reverse it. What is that call? I don't understand it. I thought that ball was in. Timeout, Red Knights. Well, before I do another volleyball game, I promise I'm going to get educated on what these hand signals mean. Because look at this. Okay, what is the issue here? Oh, that ball maybe just went out. That one did. maybe. But the 3 prior points, I still stand by. I don't understand it. And that's just a lack of experience, I suppose. But my goodness. All right, so here's where we're at. If you're just joining us, we're late in Game 3. St. Louis Park has won Games 1 and 2. First game they did decisively. Benilde was very competitive in Game 2, and they're very competitive here in Game 3, but they are on the brink of elimination as they are now 6 from 25, and St. Louis Park is just 2 points away as Michaela Windward sends that ball in. They let it go. And that doesn't feel good if you're a Red Knight fan. And St. Louis Park fans are now standing up on the left side of our camera view. Yeah, we'll be staying with us for senior night, assuming St. Louis Park closes this game out here. And there's the block, saved by King. Hewitson saves it. Now, Kendall Coley out. Point Red Knights, so hang on, folks, it's not over yet. Sending it a little long and to the right. And now into service, Lorimore, the senior, Clory. She's had some good luck at the service line tonight, trying to keep Benilde in the match. Game point number 2, and there it is. Faith Johnson delivers the kill shot, and St. Louis Park wins Game 3, 25-20 with the 3-game sweep. And hang with us as we are going to honor 5 Benilde-St. Margaret seniors on senior night, and those are as follows: Sarah Luong, the captain; Emma Beerson, captain; Lexi Borgelt; Claire Lorimore, who had a great night; and Haley Hewitson. They have a nice presentation in the program for all 5 of these women, with a little write-up on each one as we watch St. Louis Park win their 21st game of the year, and they are having a great year. Stick with ParkTV 16 Sports on YouTube for their section tournament games, as well as Benilde-St. Margaret's. You can see Coach Luong having a post-mortem discussion with his team. And now a new season begins. You wipe the slate clean. If you're familiar with the Etch-a-Sketch game or product, what I had, you kind of shake it, and none of these records matter. 18-10, 21-6, it doesn't matter anymore. The section tournament begins to get to the state tournament, and everyone is 0-0. I thought Benilde, I think, is outmanned by St. Louis Park, but boy, did they play well and show a lot of heart tonight, and they dang near pulled off games 2 and 3. They had a few bad calls. I don't know if they were bad calls, just calls that I didn't understand that could have given them game 3 here and made it 2-1 with a game 4. But as it went, it's 3-0 for St. Louis Park. It's senior night at Benilde-St. Margaret's. And we are just waiting for the setup. We think there's going to be a program, although we were at senior night for St. Louis Park a week or so ago, and we thought there was going to be a program, and it turned out that there wasn't. And I'm not so sure, Paul, our producer, there is going to be one. I don't quite see a microphone or anyone setting up here, but I'll keep an eye, as you can on our screen, to see if there's going to be any type of ceremony. But I will talk about who the 5 seniors are, whether they're going to introduce them or not. And as I said, as I said before, it's Sarah Luong, Emma Beerson, Lexi Borgelt, and Claire Lorimore, and Haley Hewitson. And they have nice write-ups here. They talk about their favorite foods and their highlights and their future dreams. And I'd rather talk about that. So Sarah Luong, her future dream job is an anesthesiologist, and all these women have great aspirations, which is really what high school is all about. Future dream for Emma Beerson, biomedical engineer. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds important, and it sounds like we need her in that profession. It might save my life later on. Then we have Lexi Borgelt, future dream job, dermatologist. We can all use better skin, so God bless Lexi for taking on that future dream job. And then Claire Lormar, who I thought really did have a great night tonight. I hadn't seen her play much of the year, but she got a lot of playing time tonight. As we still look at Coach Luong talking to his players. Claire Lormar, future dream job, fashion designer or travel photographer. And then Haley Hewitson, her nickname is Hayes, or Hey Baby, and her future dream job, photojournalism. Hey Paul, she might be a future photojournalist with our outfit or interior design. I'm still looking out to see if there's going to be a program, and there's Robbie out there, I see. Yeah, okay, I don't think there's going to be a program, but we did honor ParkTV 16 Sports is very grateful for Benilde allowing us to broadcast their games here and honoring their seniors. So for Paul Broden, our producer, I'm Robert Christensen. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.